What a Saturday of football. Manchester United suffered a shocking opening day 2-0 defeat to Hull City. Tottenham were absolutely destroyed by Brentford 3-0. Bayern Munich have beaten Borussia Dortmund to lift the German Super Cup, and Real Madrid left it incredibly late to snatch an opening day win with the winning goal of Ispi to give the Real Madrid and Jose Mourinho a winning start to the new season on La Liga 26-27. Running a website sounds easy until you are dealing with blogs, pages, events, and about 10 different tabs open at the same time. That's why today's episode is sponsored by Odoo. Odoo lets you build your website, manage blogs, create events, and basically run everything in one place instead of switching between 5 different platforms. Honestly, it makes the whole process way smoother. If you are thinking about building your own website, blog, or project, check out Odoo using the link in the description below. If you want to start building your own website or brand online, you can check out Odoo in the description below and get started for yourself. Don't forget, guys, to like, share, and subscribe for the new episode of the Football Plus F1 show. Let's get started. Let's start with, first of all, Hull City against Manchester United. Hull City beat Manchester United 2-0. Goals from Ajay, Mendy, and you have to say, I mean, I don't think anybody saw this coming. I don't think anybody saw this coming. I mean, yes, there was some negativities. Yes, there was some, question marks, especially from the fans of Manchester United, criticizing the transfer policy of the owners and not giving enough on what Michael Carrick and this team deserves. Because if United finished third last season, but of course, it was clear that they needed transfers to get better and to keep improving. And they signed Santos and Tillemans and most likely Baleba, but I don't think those signings will get United to competing for the title. And even though the transfer window wasn't great, well, mostly hasn't been great so far because obviously there's still like a week to go before the transfer window ends. You would still expect them to beat Hull City. And first of all, I want to give credit to Hull City because they played with passion, they played with courage, they played with commitment, they played with effort, with never die attitude. They gave everything. They left everything on that pitch, and you have to give a lot of credit to those players of Hull City and the coach, the manager of Hull City, Jakurovic. He did a great job tactically in this game. The players did a great job tactically as well. I mean, the way that they defended. I mean, United had all the possession and all the chances, but if you look at the game, Hull City could have won more. I think the score kind of flattered United because Hull City could have won by more. If Hull City were more clinical in front of goal, they could have won 4-5-0. I'm not really I'm not exaggerating because Hull City were very good. They showed courage. When they didn't have the ball, they pressed Man United really well. You look at the attackers. You look at the likes of McBurney. I thought he was fantastic. I mean, you saw the moment where he was going past players and dribbling and not mugging United players. I mean, McBurney he showed that he's a player. Obviously, he was Hull City's goal scorer last year in the championship, but he's a player that also is not like relying on goal scoring. He's also a good player in terms of linking up, dribbling. I thought he was very good. He didn't score, but or assisted. But if you look at his performance, I thought it was quite good. He was able to link up, contribute, connect with the other attackers. I mean, I thought dribbling wise, he was very good. I mean, I thought it was a very very good performance from him. You look at the defenders. Tzouloukis, I thought he had a very good game, made some decent saves. You look at the defense, Mendy, Egan, who played for Sheffield United, Ajay, who I think played for West Brom before, if I'm not mistaken. Um, I thought that, they were fantastic, and obviously the Ajay and Mendy scored the 2 goals for Hull City. And you also have to give credit to Hull City for taking advantage on the set pieces because when you play a top team like Man United, a big team like Man United, you need to take advantage of your strengths. You need to take advantage of United's weaknesses. And I think Hull City did that really, really well in that regard. So well done to them for that regard. They defended really well. They took advantage of in the set pieces, and they bullied United in terms of set pieces. Whereas United they looked way off it. But firstly, well done to Hull. I mean, I thought they would get. I still predicted to get relegated, but if they keep performing like this and keep defending like this and attacking like this and playing with pride and passion and desire, commitment, and putting good performances like this for the rest of the season, then they have an amazing chance to stay up. Um, but obviously, the whole season is not decided by over one game. But it's a great start for Hull City to beat Manchester, to come back in the Premier League after 10 years, and to be a big club like Man United. It's a dream come true for the Hull City players, fans, and for Jack Jurovic. So well done, Slatter. I thought he was very good as well in that midfield. So yeah, and like I said, Hull City did really well to bully United in set pieces. Speaking of Man United, I mean, it was not a good performance at all. I mean, defensively they were all over the place, all over the place. They conceded 2 goals, but defensively they were all over the place. They got bullied in set pieces. You look at Telemans, I don't think he did well enough. Doku, I don't think he had a good game. Cunha, I don't think he had a good game. Rashford, I mean, like not good enough when he came on. Like again, like United, they lacked that spark in attack. They lacked that spark in attack. They lacked, they got outrun, out headered, outrun, out everything. They got outwitted on everything by Hull City. They lost the battle in terms of headers. They lost the battles in set pieces. They lost the battles in winning the first ball and the second ball. They lost the battle in everything in this game. You have to say. They lost all the battles. Like that's how poor United were. And yes, you could tell me, oh, they had a lot of possession, a lot of chances. You look at the statistics, you might say, oh, United were not that bad. But if you watch the game by your eyes, like it was a very, very average performance. Poor. Average is being too kind, to be honest. It was poor, So like not good and absolutely not good enough from Man United. Absolutely not good enough. And listen, yeah, United might not have had the transfer window that they would have liked, but there is no excuse performing like this, especially against a newly promoted side. You know that Hull City are gonna give it to you. You know Hull City, they're gonna be up for it. They're at home. It's the first game. It's a bit like Brentford years ago when they played against Arsenal, where it's the first time they're back in the top flight, and the fans were up for it, the players were up for it, the manager were up for it. They took advantage on set pieces and throw-ins. Defensively, they were very strong, and in terms of tactically, they got it spot on. This was a similar situation, and United didn't, they should have known that they were playing as a team who was gonna play with heart, with passion, with commitment, with desire, with great attitude, with a feeling of we are a newly promoted side. Let's give everything. We're playing as Man United. We have nothing to lose here. And United, you could say that United underestimated Hull City. You could say United came to the pitch thinking, yeah, Hull City, yeah, job done, easy, no problem. Football's not is not played on papers; it's played on the pitch. And United, you have to say they treated this game like it was played on papers, not played on the pitch. So yeah, not good enough for Man United, and Carrick not good enough from him as well. Listen, it's too early to judge. I mean, I've seen United fans, judge Carrick, but it's too early to judge him. It's too early to judge on the squad. But this game highlighted that United really, really do need signings because even against Hull City, they're struggling. This game also highlighted even against Hull City, they really need signings. They really need signings. They need to get better. Otherwise, if they're not gonna make any signings from now until the rest of the transfer window or till the rest of the season, then they're gonna have a big, big, big struggle. Especially Champions League football. Let's not forget they didn't play any European football last year. So yeah, be careful, United. Next game, you look at obviously the other games in the Premier League. There were other games in the Premier League. You look at the likes of Leeds United. They got off to a good winning start against Nottingham Forest. Well done to Leeds United for that win. Everton also beat Crystal Palace 2-0. Ipswich, their first game back in the Premier League, beat Sunderland 2-1 with a winning goal from Jack Clark. I'm speaking like an American guy. But anyway, the next the game I'm actually gonna break down. Next one is Brentford against Tottenham, and another surprise, or you could say actually it's not a surprise because of what happened to Tottenham in the last 2 seasons. But they got slapped in the face by Brentford 3-0, and like absolutely woeful from them. Woeful from Tottenham. First of all, well done to Brentford. I mean, Brentford had a very, very good season last season. They nearly qualified for Europe. They had a very good season. They had a very, very good season. Obviously players like Igor Thiago, he was shining for them, and he did really, really well. Keith Andrews, he did a brilliant job last year, and you could arguably say he was one of arguably you could say he was the manager of the season for the Premier League. And you look at this game, they approached this game fantastically well. They pressed Tottenham really high. I mean, Tottenham had more possession, but if you look at the game, Brentford pressed really high. They put Tottenham under pressure. They forced them into mistakes. They created a lot of chances. They could have easily scored more goals. Brentford, they were bullying and battering Tottenham in every single way. In every single way, defensively, offensively. They really, really bullied and absolutely, wiped the floor of Tottenham, especially defensively. You look at the likes of the attack. I mean, Janalet, sorry, brilliant game from him. Shade, I thought he had a very good game. The midfield between Jensen and Sangarev, absolutely fantastic from them. Coyote, Luis Potter, obviously the two fullbacks who scored. Very, very fantastic game for fantastic, brilliant performance from Brentford, especially when you had a good season like last season in the Premier League. Now, how are you gonna go on from that? Are you gonna carry that momentum, or teams will find a way to cope playing against you, and you will struggle more than you did in the first season with Keith Andrews. But they showed they're a team that can improve and can even get better. And if they play like this for the rest of the season, mostly, because obviously they're not going to play every game like this, they have every great chance to get into Europe. That's for sure, Brentford. So well done to Brentford. Brilliant performance. Absolutely wiped the floor of Tottenham. And yeah, they fully deserve to win. And the fans were up for it. Everything was near perfect from Brentford's side. So, and now they are top of the Premier League. So they have a great chance now to win the Premier League. But no, joking aside, they absolutely performed really well, and well done to Keith Andrews and to Bradford. For Tottenham, I mean, you spend that much money in the transfer market and you play like this. Listen, it's the first game, but and obviously players like Marmoush and Savinho who are going to be signed confirmed, they haven't played yet for Tottenham. But you've got Andy Robertson, you've got Van Hickey, the new signing, you've got Tonali, like you've got new signings there, in that team as well, and you are so shambolic in defensively in the way that you were defensively in this game. Like you're that shambolic defensively. You spend that much money and you play like this. Yes, you could say the attack. You could say Mamouche and Savinho, could come in and make Tottenham better. But that's attacking wise. Defensively, I mean, Tottenham were all over the place. All over the place. Van Hecke, Robertson, all of them, all over the place. Like absolutely dreadful. I mean, Tottenham are supposed to get better, after the transfer window they've had, and after a decent end to the season last season, especially after escaping relegation. You would expect Tottenham are a team that is able to carry on the good form they had towards the end of the season under the Zerbi and the transfer window they've had, and you would expect them to you would expect an improvement from Tottenham. You would expect a good team, a good work ethic, a good commitment, a good, good in every way, attacking defensively. And you perform like this. It's the first game, but to get destroyed, absolutely destroyed like this by Brentford, they conceded 24 shots. 24. Embarrassing. So, yeah, even though they made a lot of signings, Tottenham still have room for improvement. Let's move on to Borussia Dortmund against. Firstly, we have Serie A as Inter Milan. Also, quick shout out to Odoo for sponsoring today's episode. I was literally updating the site earlier, and the blog event setup is ridiculously easy to use. Links below if you want to check it out. Anyway, back to the show. Serie A, Napoli got off to a winning start under Allegri first game as they win 2-0 late on, two late goals in the last 10-15 minutes, goals from Kevin De Bruyne and Vergara to give the Napoli side 3 points and a winning start against Genoa. Inter Milan also get off to a winning start by beating Monza 4-1. Uh, let's move on to La Liga. Real Madrid also got to a winner's start by beating Espanyol 2-1, thanks to a late winning goal from Ispi. And uh, obviously, I watched the game, so I'm going to speak more about it. Um, but at the same time, yeah, I mean, Real Madrid, I thought, listen, if you look at this game, they had a good start with the winning goal from Jude Bellingham in the ninth minute. And then obviously they had a kind of a, you could say, punch in the face, let's say, in the 30th minute from Salatrava or Calatrava. Sorry for the pronunciation of the name. And Espanyol, you have to say they were competing quite well in the first half. Real Madrid got off to the lead, but I thought Espanyol were making it very difficult for Real Madrid, and I think they doing a good job. Real Madrid, I thought they were better in the second half. I don't know why Espanyol were that deep as they were in the second half. But Real Madrid played better in the second. I have to also give credit to Real Madrid in the second half because they played much better. They created not much better, but like they were more forward thinking, and they created more chances. And and the goal was coming, even though it took into the end of the game till the last minute. The goal was coming. Mbappe had chances, Vinicius had chances, Bellingham had chances, and Real Madrid were knocking on the door. Um, and Mourinho started to make some substitutions, bringing the likes of Diamond, then bringing the likes of Espi, Cucurella, Arnold, Camavinga, and you're seeing Mourinho sub off Bellingham and bringing on Ispi, and you think like, why is he subbing off Bellingham? Bellingham had a fantastic game. He scored. Why are you subbing it off? Well, the guy who was substituted on for Bellingham scored the winning goal, and it was a very good finish, good team goal for Real Madrid, and they get the 3 points at the end. I mean, it would have obviously it would have been, of course, a shame for Real Madrid to not win this game, especially they were better second half than they kept creating chances, but they couldn't find that the ball. They couldn't put the ball back out of the net basically. Espanyol were not doing a lot in the second half. They were really that deep. So it was about Real Madrid, breaking Espanyol down. They had chances and it was coming, and they got the second goal at the end from SP. So very important win for Real Madrid, a winning start. Obviously, you could say Espanyol, they had some players, not at 100% because obviously because of the World Cup. But you could also say the similar thing for Real Madrid because Bellingham didn't play 90 minutes, but also didn't play 90 minutes. I don't think Kylian Mbappe had a fantastic game in my opinion. Vinicius was okay, but not amazing. So yeah, when you are playing games at the start of the season, it's important to get the points, then to get the performances, and then towards as the season goes on, then you will have to find you need to have performance and results. But especially at this stage of the season, earlier in the season, you need the points. You need the points, and you have to have the points over the performance. Yeah, performance of course would be a great bonus, but it's important to have the points early in the season, and then as the season goes on, you have to grow as a team, of course, in terms of performance wise, collectively, and everything else. Um, so yeah, I think Real Madrid they deserve to win. Like I said, they were better second half. So of course there's still room for improvement because I think they were. You look at the goal they conceded; they were quite shaky, and they could have done better for the goal they conceded. But generally, yeah, it was a good performance from Real Madrid, and they played really well second half, and yeah, they deserve to win. So yeah, winning start for Real Madrid, a winning start for Jose Mourinho as obviously he was celebrating. And yeah, once again he looks like a genius, Mourinho, because he subbed on Ispi for Jude Bellingham. and SP scoring the winning goal. So yeah, another masterclass from Mourinho. But at the same time, important for Real Madrid to get into a winning start, especially where a lot of your players coming back of the World Cup, a lot of your players are not going to be at 100%, and you can clearly say Kylian Mbappe was not at 100%. So it's important to get the points. And now they've got the next game against Real Sociedad at home on Wednesday, which would be a difficult game. I think Real Sociedad are a good team, so it will not be easy for Real Madrid. Let's move on to Bayern Munich as they win the German Super Cup by beating Borussia Dortmund. They were winning 2-0 in the first half, and they were dominating actually. Nathaniel Brown, Michael Olise, they could have easily scored more goals. Bayern Munich. Second half, Dortmund got one back in for Fabio Silva, 75th minute, but towards the end, they kind of denied any chances of Dortmund making a comeback, possibly, as Rami bin Sabaini got sent off, and then Bayern Munich win the German Super Cup. And I thought, like, Bayern Munich going forward, obviously they were looking very very good as usually they are. Defensively, I think they can improve again, as I've said before about Bayern Munich. Defensively, they can improve, but going forward, they looked very 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 good. And yeah, they win the German Super Cup. So yeah, first game, first trophy, a good start for Vincent Company and for Bayern Munich ahead of they start the new season next week in the Bundesliga against, I believe, against Stuttgart. So yeah, and Bayern Munich have won 4 of the last 6 German Super Cups. They are obviously the masters of the German Super Cup, and of course they're going to be all because they win a lot of the times the Bundesliga, except 2024 by Leverkusen. You look at the French league. The biggest competitors potentially to PSG got into a good winning start by beating Auxerre 5-2, and that is Lens winning 5-2 very comfortably. Marseille played on Friday. They destroyed Strasbourg 4-0. Very good wins for Lens and a very amazing start for Lens and for Marseille. And Paris Saint-Germain, they will play today against Stade Rennais, and they have a chance to get into a good start as well. So yeah, that's